Hey guys, it's Amber, and I'm really excited to finally get to work on my 2024 Week in the Life project. So I had already created a video finishing up my 2023 and a quick look at a basic plan that I sort of created for 2024. So I'll show you my Monday plan really quickly. So I've got just an intro page here, this die cut page. I've got the transparency, this card. I chose to use a 6 pocket 2x2 page protector that has a 4x6 on top. I've just got stuff randomly tucked in. These are right now are slid into long 3x8 pocket page protectors, but I don't think I'm going to stick with that. I think it's going to eventually have transparency stitched to it. Got my round die cut and then a 4 pocket 3x4. And then we're moving on to Tuesday. Now Monday always has the most photos, and I did print out quite a lot. So these photos here are family photos that I'm going to be popping in behind here. I haven't actually checked it to see how they're going to look. So that's actually it's funny, the sizing of that fits perfectly when I didn't even cut them out yet. That was totally unintentional, but now I can see perfectly how that looks. I'm going to take a little sticker and put everyone's age on there as well. I wasn't planning to keep it in this order, but maybe I will. I don't have to cut it out. This is going to go on the back of my die cut circle. So I sized it just slightly larger so that I can basically glue it down and then just shoop and trim around. So it's going to be facing this direction here. Let's look at my photos real quick. So I've got a lot of 3x4, so I'm definitely going to be adding in some page protectors. So I've got my alarms, feeding my cats in the morning. I have a screenshot of the weather, getting water. I ordered some signed Taylor Swift CDs. My signed CD came in that day. I have an enlargement because I'm doing the 6x8 album. So I've got a picture from work of like my view, pulling orders and things. And then I have a photo here of my drive home from work. I'm almost at home there. I've got some 3x4s of basically what this photo is I was like on my street home and I realized our landscapers were there. They just kind of show up randomly whenever. So I went inside and took photos of them mowing from upstairs, which is not a view I show often of like our backyard and stuff. I have like some chores photos, so I'm vacuuming. I have an over the shoulder shot of Jarrett making dinner. And I like this because it, I'm not telling this whole story in the photo because I just have really basic journaling on all of these, but he's got like his earbud in, it shows the time, what our setup looks like. And then for these, people are doing all kinds of different things. I'm going to use them to tell breakfast, lunch, and dinner stories. So I've got a shot of some Danish we had left over from the weekend, lasagna leftovers that I ate for lunch, and the size of the squares are not identical. So these are like 2.5 by 2, and this one's like almost not quite 2.5 square. So I've got breakfast and lunch here. And I've got some 4x6s of, it's trash night, so I took the trash out. So I always do all the chores and clean the cat boxes and things. Finally sat down and watched some TV, also did the dishes. So I couldn't really get a good photo of myself because I was like busy doing the dishes and your hands are wet and soapy. So I was having a hard time getting good photos. So I just took a shot down of setting the dishwasher. And then I have my dinner photo. I was watching the Phillies game. My pills I have to take every night. Crawling into bed. Been playing Connections a lot, so I've got a screenshot of that. And then I printed out 4 photos that I had that weren't like super important, but I wanted to be able to put them into the 2x2 pockets. So like just showing myself like looking down into the laundry, my shadow outside getting the mail. I had to run to the UPS store, and then just a shot of our house. It was just like really bright blue skies. So lots of photos for day 1. Right now I don't really have any kind of embellishing or design concept at this point. I'm just going to trim everything, get it into the pocket. I have to kind of go back through my embellishments and like remember what I have, go through the chipboard and determine what I'm going to do, and then start coming up with a plan. Usually I like to try to find some sort of transparent piece that ties everything together, or pattern paper. It doesn't have to be transparent, but something that I can use every day that would kind of coordinate with something like this. So we will see what I can come up with. So the first thing that I had to do was get my photos cropped out. So I'm just showing you a really quick video clip of me working through that. And then the next step is going to be working on that photo of my cat Cypher and adding it to the curved die cut. So as soon as I get through this little tiny clip here, I will show you my process for that. What I do is I take double-sided sticky tape and I use the 1/8 inch size in between where the holes are already pre-punched and the edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the 1/8 all the way around the side. It doesn't curve that well, so I just cut little pieces just to get as close to the edge as possible. I could use rolling adhesive, but I always like to use double-sided sticky tape for things that are outside of a page protector. So what I do is I adhere it down to one of the flat sides, straight sides I should really say, and then I use my scissors just to cut around the curve after I remove all of the double-sided sticky tape and I know that everything's straight and in place. And I have found that that is the easiest way to add a photo to anything that is curved, because Allie likes to come out with these a lot. So I just thought I'd share that with you, and then I just take my hole punch and I re-punch the holes. Okay guys, so I've been working on my project a little bit. I got my title page started here. Not really a title page, but like a little family photo grouping. I'm going to be putting this photo on the back of that. So I've got that printed out finally. So I got all my photos. I'm still trying to figure out how to embellish. So all I have right now is my photos in place. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to put this pocket. Allie had kind of done like the reverse of this, where she hit this on the outside and then this on the back. I might do it backwards, where this is on the outside and this is on the inside. I think it stands out a little bit more. I don't know, but I'm still trying to figure out what content I'm going to put in and on these things. I have not typed up my journaling, but I'm going to just do all journaling here and put like a little date stamp in the tab there. So right now, this is what I have laid out. I had to get some extra page protectors to fit in all the photos. I'm thinking about using these little die cuts, maybe as a little home. I can find a little embellishment to put on the other side and put my little chipboards here that say the story. I'm thinking about coordinating with this instead of necessarily keeping it as red. We'll see. So I've got my photos, 2 photos here. Sorry, I'm yawning already. And one of the, I think 2 filler cards that came in the kit. I believe I'm going to be putting one of the asterisks on this photo, and again I'm thinking about maybe going with like the orange one to match the photo instead of sticking with red, just to help blend and mix the colors a bit. And in the back here, I'm not really sure how to embellish this yet. I have to pull out those strips. I've got photos in this one here and another open pocket. I've got another open pocket here I've got to figure out. I'm gonna either handwrite or type journaling here, do weather related things. I did print out 2x2 photos. I think after my initial video, I've got a handwrite journaling on these. I've got a 4x6 in here. Figure out what I'm gonna do as a see-through little embellishment there. I've got this down and in place. I really like how those came out. Got to figure out exactly what I'm putting on here. I think I'm going to do like a timeline of the day. Got my half circle photo. This embellishment is actually going to go on here, but I'm not ready to put it in place yet. I have one of these that I pulled out that I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I have so many 3x4s, but it's like I need to like shrink them down, but then I don't have room to put my 4x6s, so I'm kind of struggling a little bit yet. I need to find some really good filler cards basically. And I've got my nighttime photos. So that's kind of where I'm at. I pretty much think that I decided that I'm not going to be able to use the, where did it go? These. I have nowhere to put it. They're really big on a 6x8. I have my Monday pulled out here. I played around a little bit with layering it here, and it looks cute, but like the whole point of this photo is like what you kind of see in the middle of the photo there. So like, it does not work over here. It's too busy of a photo. I did consider maybe making this a pocket and having this like sit over top of the journaling so it's still visible, but then like, what's the point? It could just fall right out. And it doesn't really show up super great on these. Like now, if there's a white pocket there, sure, it shows up really great. But yeah, I'm thinking that they might end up going in like a vacation album or something. So I'm definitely struggling with how to embellish. I need more filler cards or something. So what I decided to do is go ahead and just batch process. Normally I like to do Monday, come up with a process, add my embellishments, find pattern papers, do some sort of transparent pocket that I can repeat every day, figure out where my embellishments are gonna go, how my journaling's gonna go, but I feel like I'm just not quite ready for that yet, but I am ready to like print and cut and insert photos. So that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to be changing it up. So I'm not going to have a daily photo. This is going to be just more like an in process photo, video, apologies. So I'll show you what I have for Tuesday, and then after that, I probably will just show like an update at the end of the completed project. I did want to showcase a little bit of the ephemera that I had saved, and I'm going to be putting that on one of these papers that was from last year's kit. I have the stamp set again. I have to check and see if I did currently or this week, and I'll probably do like the opposite and stamp that up here. And then I also cut up the packaging so I can put it on the back or use it as a pattern paper somewhere in case I have like an enlargement one day that works, but I don't have a good enlargement for the back. So I have those saved, but I have just a handful of little things that I saved up here. So I got like a new blanket, so I saved the packaging. I am starting a new cross stitch, so I saved a piece of this so I can like cut out like a piece of the pattern, and I had like just printed that out on my computer. My favorite Triscuits right now, something I made for breakfast, so I cut up a piece of that box. Went to CVS and picked up a prescription, so I think I might cut this out, and I'm thinking about these in terms of like filling these squares, rectangles, whatever. I got a new Yeti, so I saved some of the stuff that came with that. So it has like a sticker, but then I also have this that I might cut up and use. I also saved a top to a brownie mix, and then that actual prescription paperwork. So I didn't really have a ton. I'm definitely not one of those people who gets enough mail every day to save things. So that is where I'm at. Let me close this for now, and I'll show you my photos I printed for Tuesday. I have a lot of work to do. This is a big project. So again, that'll be like just a quick one there. So Tuesday photos, I've got several morning ones here. I'm just noticing now too that these are both 3x4s, and for some reason they did not print out the same size. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. It's weird. It's like they didn't crop the same. This one's way bigger than 3x4, so I can just crop that, but it's odd. So just talking about how I added something new to my hair routine right now. It's hair oil like on my hand, and then I'm like scrunching it into my hair. A new perfume that I discovered last year. I wear it every single day. So if you've never heard of Pacifica's Island Vanilla, highly recommend. They have a couple other really good scents too, but that one's like a great everyday like bourbony vanilla kind of scent. I've got my vitamins that I take every day, and it's funny because they come in red, orange, and yellow. I picked orange to go on the orange day. My weather screenshot, I was like at a red light, so I took a shot of myself in the car driving to work, feeding the cats. And sometimes I show photos of them eating. This I thought was nice. Differentiation of that where their bowls are side by side and showing how I like give them each half a can. We installed a new camera outside our garage, and it was like, you know, tracking me as I walked in. So I took a little photo of that. My famous mailbox shot that I take every year. So that's going to be an enlargement, of course. And on the back of that will be a photo of me getting ready to lay down and take a nap because I had a really early shift that day. My cat sitting over our railing. She likes to peer over from like 15 feet above and look down and see how things are going. A shot of myself from the morning with my hair in the towel. The mirror was like all fogged up, and I just thought that was funny because it's like blurry, but you can still see me. So again, that nap shot showing my cat laying on me, and she was like coming in for kisses, and I thought that came out really cute. I've got my 3 food shots, so drinking my protein drink, which was the only healthy thing I ate that day because I had pizza for dinner and a burger and tater tots from Sonic for lunch. And then another shot of the nap time in a 4x6, which love this photo because it just shows how she interacts with me, you know, so I was fine with that. I have 4 2x2s to include in with this of Cypher drinking from the water fountain. My Christmas cactus was blooming. We had just leaves all over the ground. Not leaves, little tiny flower petals from the trees all over the ground, so it was like a shot down. And just the cat at one of our doorways. And then my screenshots of the games I played that day of strands and connections. And then these, I didn't want to waste some room I had on here, so these are the start of some food photos for the next day. So just to give you an idea of how I'm working with batch processing, I'm just going to get these cropped out, put into the album, and then I'm just going to keep going through the rest of the week because that seems to be what I'm ready for right now. And then I really need to just start digging through my products and looking for stash busting stuff, which I know Laura Wanzik is a big proponent of, using stuff from previous kits to add into the project. I just feel like there's not quite enough embellishments this year or filler cards. Last year I felt like there wasn't enough, and the year before there was like so many I couldn't use them all. So I definitely just need to dig. But anyway, hope you are having fun. Hope you are inspired to be working on your project. I can't wait to share when I've gotten a little bit further. Bye for now.